Hello, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಅನುರಾಧ ಆದ್ಯ ಅಂತ. And today we're going to do chapter 12, negotiation skills. The PPT has been made by Mr. Nagesh Gurikar as usual, and I am Anuradha Adya. ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, so what is negotiation skills? Okay, many times in life we use this phrase called negotiating. We negotiate many curves and potholes and bumps and humps on the road. We negotiate many problems, tough situations in life. We negotiate many permissions and other such things with our parents in life. We negotiate a good deal when it comes to good salaries. We negotiate when it comes to a job profile. So negotiation is an important skill, not just in your corporate life or life going forward, but also in your day-to-day life. So you should always know what are some of the things to keep in mind when you negotiate in life. Okay, so this program is brought to you by Prerna as a part of PREP, Prerna Readiness for Employment Program. And the manual from which we are using these chapters is called Vikas Manual. Okay, so going ahead. Mostly we will be doing this session in English, but Yella slides we have a translation in Kannada. You can stop and read whenever you feel that you're not able to understand the English portions. Okay, we encourage you to think and talk in English because it's helping you in the process of learning when you go ahead in life. All right. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, there's a beautiful picture in front of you. There's a child and a mother. This is seen very often seen in most parks. If you're sitting in parks in the evenings, or you have a chance to see children at play where their mothers are seated next to them. When it's time to go home, the children are always wanting to stay and the mothers are wanting to go home as soon as possible. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, one mother is saying we're leaving 5 minutes, the child says 10, then mother says 7, then it's time to go. Okay, now answer these questions here. Pause the video and answer these questions. Who do you think is negotiating in the above picture, and who do you think won the negotiation? Okay, it's a very simple question. Video na pause ಮಾಡಿ, picture ನೋಡಿ, a question answer ಮಾಡಿ. This session is going to be full of many exercises. Most of them we will not stop to explain to you, but we will expect that you will pause the video and answer the questions and do the exercises very committedly, because that is the way you will learn about negotiation. Okay, so what is this module going to teach you? What are the concepts? What is negotiation? Yes. Importance of negotiating, 6 basic steps to negotiate, types of approaches towards negotiation, attitude towards negotiation, and BATNA, alternate solution. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ. We only have half an hour, so we'll be going through all the important steps. Most of the exercises you will be expected to pause and do it by yourself. Okay, ignore. Before we go, I can see that there is no definition of negotiating over here, negotiation over here. So let me read to you the definition of negotiation from the book Vikas Manual, right? What is negotiation? It is a form of positive communication between people or groups of people with a common goal and shared interest. Okay, so it's definitely not a fight. Okay, it's a common interest, it's a shared goal. Both the teams should get what they want, and they're negotiating for what they want best. So it is not a fight. Negotiating is not a fight. So it's not an aggressive exercise. Okay, now why we negotiate is to solve a problem. Yes, to get what you want from others in a diplomatic way and to make a deal better. And sometimes we don't negotiate, we are a little hesitant to negotiate. Why we don't at that time is fear of losing. What is the point if I don't actually make my point across, and then I don't get what I want, I might lose. So fear of losing, concern of relationship, our friendship might be broken, my employer might feel bad, all these things will be in your mind, so you don't negotiate. And the conflict of interests, if your interests are too far apart, and you cannot meet at all, it is your demands and your ask is too much for a person to give in, or very different from the other person who you are negotiating with, then you will not negotiate, you will not think of negotiating. Okay, now here is the first exercise, or rather the second exercise. We already did a very small one. It says positive attitude is key for successful negotiation, right? So there's exercise here which is showing you different statements and personal reactions to disagreement and conflict. It's very self-explanatory. Just circle your response and then calculate the marks. It'll take you about 3 minutes to do this exercise. So please pause the video now and do this exercise, and then we'll go on to the next slide after this. All right. So I hope you've done the exercise very committedly and dedicatedly. And here is the result of it. If you have scored high marks, which is 70 and above, that means you are very realistic in your negotiation and you're willing to make a compromise or work towards it. Okay. If you scored between 45 and 69, you're doing well, but you need to still work a little bit more towards your positive approach. But if your score was below 40, then you need to work hard and learn the techniques of negotiation. And by the time you finish the module, you can do the exercise again, because it will show you what you have thought of wrongly before and how you can correct it. And by the way, negotiation skill can be honed daily in your day-to-day life by practicing these skills as much as possible in situations that come to you in just regular life itself. Okay, you don't have to sit across the table in a very formal setting and try to negotiate. You know, small time negotiations happen across in houses, just while eating, in the kitchen, anywhere, right? So you can go ahead and try your skills. Now exercise 3. I told you this entire video was full of exercises just to teach you what negotiation is all about. Now observe these 4 points. Okay, I win, you lose. I win, you win. I lose, you lose. I lose, you win. These are the 4 situations that are given to you. Okay, in a situation where you are sitting for negotiations, a scenario, which among these is the best one? You need to identify. Okay, don't identify now if you don't want to. Make a guess right now. You can come back after the entire session is over and you've heard the entire session, and you will know exactly what to choose, right? Okay, right now you can make a guess as to what could be the right one. All right. Now this is the important, the juice of the matter. We're coming to the important part of the session. 6 basic steps for negotiation, no matter what the situation. These 6 basic steps are there in a very subtle manner or in a very solid manner. Okay, you can actually, sometimes some steps cannot be seen, some steps can actually be seen, tangible. So they're always there in every situation. Step 1 is getting to know one another. Okay, naturally you are there in a situation sitting with somebody negotiating something because you both need something, right? And it is very possible that you need the similar things or same things, and you are sharing common goals. Therefore you have to know each other. You cannot negotiate with a stranger unless you know each other, you feel comfortable with each other, you know what they want, you know what you want. Only then you can negotiate, or at least make a successful negotiation. Okay, so start in a very nice formal way, in a very polite way, in a very agreeable way, trying to know what is the point of view that they are coming from, and letting them know what is the point of view that you are coming from, right? Step 2 is just flows from first step into second step. As you're talking about yourself, then your goals and objectives for coming for that meeting and for that negotiation comes, becomes expressed in that step 2, and they will express what are their goals and objectives and target for being in that negotiating situation with you. So now clear statements of goals is happening and objectives are coming up in step 2. Now in step 3, when you're starting the process, you just can't say, okay, this is what I want, this is what you want, or we can't meet anywhere, I'm not finding any solution to this matter, I'm going. So it doesn't happen like that. Starting the process is a very slow process. You have to know till what point you are able to give in. You have to know what are the values that you cannot give into, so slowly start the process by telling them what exactly you want, until where you're willing to compromise, what are you looking for. and certain similar things will come from their side also. And then the weighing of the process starts when you're clearly stated your objective and goals, and they have clearly stated theirs. Then you start from a limit where you think you can go from. It's for example, if you're negotiating, say, a salary, then start from a figure that you will be very comfortable with, right? Whereas the company will start from a very low figure, wanting to probably hike it up a bit if you come down a bit. So that is the way I'm talking about, starting it slowly, right? So once you know till where the companies can extend their cooperation, and they know till where you can compromise on your situation, with the example that I've given you earlier, then the expression of disagreement can start. But that doesn't mean you have to get aggressive and you have to get impolite and insult others and state it in a very angry manner. Disagreement can be stated in a very polite manner, because this is something that you cannot work with. It's not a compromise you can make. For example, Ivaga, you agree to something which you're not happy with. Yeah, then that situation will be very short lived. You ಏನಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೂ agree ಮಾಡಿ, if you go to work for that company with something that you're not happy about, then you will not last long in that company, right? So it is better that you state your disagreements and make that fine line which you cannot cross right now, so that they are not expecting you to cross it, and then nothing is forced upon you. Okay, so express, if you're offering me only this much, then I cannot come. If travel is all I'm going to do in my job, then I cannot come. If it is only a desk job, then I'm not interested. These are all things that you can clarify, and you can express it in a very nice and polite way. Express what you feel you cannot agree with at all. Iವಾಗ agree ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್ತಾಪ ಪಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Okay. Then step 5, they will also let you know what are all the things that they can agree with and they cannot agree with. And sometimes there are very, very different principles and you cannot agree at all. So this is the step 4 in which you will come to know that, whether or not there will be a compromise or a negotiation happening in a happy situation or not. Okay. Assessment. And okay, so if they are giving in this much, then maybe I can give in this much. For example, if you are saying I don't want a travel job at all, then they may say, okay, maybe once a month you can travel, and then you can do a desk job or an office job for the rest of the month. Or if you say I don't want a desk job at all, then they may agree to say, okay, you can travel for 2 weeks and then probably stay in the office for 2 weeks. So these are all the compromises that the company can make, or a person who's sitting across you can make when you state your disagreements, and you can make when they state their disagreements. So you can assess the situation. Okay, the job is nice, or the salary is very good, the people are fantastic, they are very cooperative, they are very ethical. Only small thing is that maybe I have to travel a bit. Okay, I can compromise on that, I can reassess on that, right? So let me go for it. Then agreement. So, okay, sir, actually I'm not very fond of traveling, but if you say I can travel just once a week and then remaining 3 weeks I can stay in the office, then I think I will agree, because I really like the other aspects of the job that you have proposed to me, and I'm very happy to settle for it. Similarly, they will say the same things. We would have wanted somebody to travel 2 weeks, but if you're willing to travel even 1 week and you do a good job of it, then I think we'll settle, because we like you as a person, and your achievements and your academic excellence is wonderful, and we would want you to come and join. So they reached an agreement. Both of you got what you wanted, and both of you gave in a little bit. So it's a win-win situation for both of you. Now, if one of you is losing out a lot, then this partnership will not last. One ತಿಂಗಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ, ಓ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್, ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಡ, ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಕ್ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Only if you have agreed to a compromise to which your values are supportive, then you'll go ahead and be happy in that situation. Okay. So step 6 is agreement. Negotiation is coming to a close. Both of you are win-win situation, and you're going home with a good feeling in your heart. Okay. Now there's a story here, one story of Mr. William Pitt. I would like you to read it on your own in the essence of saving time, and then you can pause the video and answer the questions. It's an interesting story. You can think a lot about this story. And once you're done that, please move to the next slide. All right, this is also quiz time. And so far on whatever you have seen in this session, this quiz can be answered very easily. For example, step 2 of negotiation gives the group or a person a chance to challenge each other's position, an opportunity to express objectives. I told you already, it is not a fight, it is not an aggressive situation. So what should you actually do in the step 2 of negotiation, right? So Atara, give and take in a negotiation is a sign of weakness, or it may be necessary to get what you need. So these are all thoughts. You have to think about this before you answer. Okay, so answer these 5 questions, pause the video, answer it, and then we'll go ahead. These are all the right answers to the questions that were given earlier. I'm sure you have all got it right, because there's nothing much apart from common sense that you use in a negotiating situation, right? Okay. Now, identify the best approach to conflict resolution. Okay. One is avoidance. For example, let's take a different situation now. For example, you're staying in a paying guest house where you don't like the food that is being given to you as a part of the package in the paying guest. Okay. What is the best strategy that you can use? The first approach would be avoidance. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಏನಾದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಏನಾದ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ಹರ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ತ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋದು. Don't bother about talking about it at all. In the meantime, your health is struggling and suffering because you're not able to eat what they're cooking. Okay, that is the first type of approach. Accommodating. At least something she's cooking. No, it is healthy food. It may be different in taste compared to what my mom cooks, but okay, let me just adjust. Whatever I can eat, I will eat, and maybe I'll eat something else outside, and let me accommodate it. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, that's accommodating spirit. Win-lose situation. Okay, I have to make my point. ನೀವು ಈ ತರ ನನಗೆ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ I am going to complain to the food inspector that you are very dirty in the way you cook food. I'm going to complain to the police about your paying guest accommodation. ನನ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಅದೇ ತರ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. So you have to win at any circumstances, and PG has to lose. So this is a win-lose mentality that people can have. They become very aggressive and attack the problem. Okay. Second one is compromising is important to both, and you have to look at both the people when you're doing a compromising. For example, you can say, ಆಯ್ತು ನನಗೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡೋದು ಊಟ ತುಂಬಾ ಖಾರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸೊ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಒಂಚೂರು ನೀವು ಖಾರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಹಾಕಿ ನನಗೆ, ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಹೊತ್ತು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಮಸಾಲ ಯು ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ನಾನು ಮೊಸರು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಊಟ ಯು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು ಊಟ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು for the paying guest lady, whoever you're talking with. So this is a compromising situation. You also compromising, she is also compromising a bit. Okay. Then problem solving. In this situation, problem solving is a little difficult, the situation that I've taken, but still problem solving means that both the parties are feeling justified. Both the parties are feeling that their needs have been met. None of the parties is feeling like they have been cheated or misrepresented. So if you take this particular situation, for example, if you find that there are 5 more paying guests in your establishment who also feel that the food is not good, or who feel that the uta is very pungent and spicy and it's not good for your health, then what you can do is, at no extra cost to the lady, you can change the cook, or you can ask for one more additional cook to help, who can help to make the kind of food that you want, and maybe you can contribute towards the cost of that cook. Okay, it is possible that when you explain the benefits of health for eating vegan, non-pungent, non-spicy, sattvic food, then the lady of the paying guest will also come across and agree, because she might be also having certain health problems and she's not realized that it is because of what the cook is cooking. Okay, so when you open out a problem in front of everybody and say, this is the problem and this is the solution, this is good for you and this is good for me, and we should all go with a solution that is helping everybody, then the understanding of the situation is very different, and the negotiation of the situation is very different. So both the parties feel justified. Okay, so if you bring across the benefit of having very good, clean, and sattvic food, which is not irritating to your stomach system, and the lady who's running the paying guest also understands this, then she is more than willing to change the way the cook is cooking or change the cook itself to make sure the problem is solved. Okay, so this is the problem solving, the fifth kind of a conflict resolution. So in this one, you can identify which you feel is best. I'm sure some of them will say, I have to fight, solve the situation, put vidona, then everything will be okay. One the kotra ella sari hogutte. That is one way of looking at it. Somebody else might say, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡು, what is the point, nothing is going to change. ಆ ಥರ ಒಂಥರ fatalistic attitude. So there are all kinds of attitudes, so which is covered in this 6 ways of handling a negotiation. Look at them carefully, read the characteristics, and read the justification both in English and Kannada, then decide which is the best way of going forward. Okay. Now, planning and preparing for negotiation is very similar to the 6 steps that we talked about, 6 steps in negotiation. But if you are going to uh, plan a negotiation across the table, what will your preparation be? Okay, what is your preparation be? Successful negotiation comes not does not result from chance. It comes from skillful implementation of a well thought out plan. Plan ilde anta hodre nothing is going to come out. Okay, whether you are negotiating with your parents to buy a bike, you're negotiating with your parents to go to a certain course in college, you're negotiating with your employer for a better place or a seating area, you're negotiating with them for a better work profile, you're negotiating with them for a work uniform at work, so many things, right? So in you have to be prepared. How to prepare? How to start planning? Start thinking about what you want. What do the others want? What could the other side want? How could they represent the case? How will you represent your case? Be prepared. Okay. Then analyze the issue. What could be the impact of this, whatever you're asking on the other party? What could be the impact of what you're asking on you when you get it, and impact on you if you don't get it? Okay. Then that is analyzing the issues. What could be the impact? Step 2. Then you go to step 3, because you need information to look at the issues and analyze the issues, and you need information about the person you're sitting across with and the problem at hand. Okay, so where do you get the information? When we were younger, information was very difficult to get by. You to sit and listen to the radio, the news, read in the newspaper, go to the library, ask the people who are experts, ask teachers, parents, and get the information. But today it is not like that. Getting information is very easy for you because everything is there, the tips of your fingers in the internet, a Google search, and there are many people who are waiting to help you, who have the information and expertise to give it to you. Okay, so you can get for example, if you're looking for a job, then or something to buy, then there are guides available, there are magazines and newspaper, there are instructions and educational books. Now additionally there is internet and Google search, right? Okay. Time factor. Now see, a negotiation is very limited by time. Okay, I can agree that it will not happen in one sitting. Sometimes you may take 2 sittings, 3 sittings of an hour each, 2 hours each, but it has to end somewhere, right? It cannot be that a negotiation is going on for a year, because then the situation will not matter at all. Situation will be changed. Situation changes very quickly. So there has to be a time limit for the negotiation. So you set the time limit, decide how much time you can dedicate, how much time you want to negotiate for, and prepare for those negotiations. Don't go unprepared for those time frames, and fix it in a frame where you think they can put across their ideas and you can put across your ideas. There's enough time to close the deal. It cannot be too fast, it cannot be too slow also, right? But there has to be a closure to a negotiation. If you think that you can only give 1 week and after that you're going to start looking at some other alternatives, then you have to be clear. 1 week is the time that I can spare for this negotiation. ಈ ಒಂದು week ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಹುಡುಕಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, because it means that this is probably not going to work. Okay. Then identify the source of your power. What does this mean? This means what is your positive standing, what is the source of your power, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ advantage ಇದೆ ಈ situation ಅಲ್ಲಿ, right? That you should have topmost in your mind. Yeah, what is it, what are your achievements, what is your reason for being there, from which angle are you coming, which the powerful angle from which you're coming at a problem. Yeah, so like for example, your source of power could be that you are an expert in the subject. Nobody can argue with you because you know everything there is to be known about the subject under the sun. Your source of power could be persistent. It could mean that you're a very good negotiator, you don't give up easily, you like to pursue the matter, you like to present the matter from different angles, do different kind of attacks, and get to change the mind of the negotiator from the other side. Okay, that could be your power. Or it could be competition. It could be that there are many other people who will offer you the same services as this person is offering you. Yeah, it could be that you don't have to worry too much because for example, in places where you look at stocks and shares and mutual funds, there are many agents who are offering this service. So Wobru not agreeing to your terms, you don't have to worry too much. There's so much competition out there, you can easily do much better than getting this particular negotiator. Okay, so this is how you plan and prepare for negotiation. Keep all these tips handy if you're going in for a very formal or serious negotiation in the near future. Now there are some practical scenarios over here. They're all hypothetical and they are all confusing. It's not easy. So you have to give a lot of thought to each of these scenarios and write a proper practical conversation that you would carry out in this scenario. So it's an exercise again that you have to do on your own. Do it in a very logical way and do it very committedly so that you understand where you're going wrong in any negotiation that you might be doing. Okay. Kannadadalli ಇದೆ, you can read it and do it. I'm coming to the end of the session, and points to remember when you're going for a negotiation. Okay, BATNA. BATNA means best alternative to a negotiated agreement. What will happen if the other person doesn't agree? Keep in your mind, always have an alternative. Develop alternatives, make other suggestions, postpone the discussion. Think of suggestion from the other side, right? If you are the party who is going to lose out a lot by not going through with this negotiation, then you have to approach it from a different way. Don't be in a hurry, don't be demanding, don't be aggressive. You have to be compelling, very firm, but soft at the same time. Have so many alternatives, try to make them understand your point of view, postpone the discussion, come back and discuss again. Okay, think from the other side, be in their shoes and think about how they will respond to your suggestion. These are all things that you can do when you're thinking of alternatives. Okay, negotiation by email is never recommended because you know emails cannot actually express emotions. They cannot express mood, they cannot express happiness, they cannot express eagerness, they cannot express disappointment. So when you write an email, your mood might be different, but when they're reading an email, if their mood is different, then everything just goes down the drain. So, and also the danger of emails going on and on, then becomes a total ego issue. This can also happen by emails. So unless there's a very perfect and prompt message to be given, we cannot negotiate on an email. It's not at all recommended. You will get what you get, but not what you deserve. Sometimes this will happen. So it's okay. It's a starting point. Sometimes you will get things maybe a little less than you deserve. Sometimes the negotiator will get a little less than they deserve, but it's a point from which you can grow. So that is okay. Okay. The best time to make a request is before you accept an offer. This is when you hold. Okay. If there are any changes or if there's any disagreement with what you have actually agreed to earlier, then you have to make that change before you accept the offer. Okay, this is very important. Negotiation close ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ, offer ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ, letter ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ change ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ, it is not going to be a good thing to do. All your points should be very clear and on the table, and everything should be put out there for both the parties to understand very clearly before you sign on the dotted line. It's a very important thing to remember. Negotiation considered closed will not be opened again. Okay, so these are all the points to remember from this session of negotiation. Okay, do's and don'ts, very easy. Be well prepared, we talked about it. Have a win-win attitude, we talked about it. Don't be dominating, I told you that also. Don't be impatient or lose temper. Listen attentively, don't talk too much, don't argue, don't try to influence, don't ignore conflict, try to resolve it. Okay, so these are all the do's and don'ts while negotiating. Same thing is here in Kannada, you can read it on your own. And then there's one more situation over here. Recall your past situations. It's a self-improvement, a self-help kind of exercise. You can write 10 different situations during your childhood. The print is small, so I have to take off my glasses. During your childhood, school days, at home, at college, with friends or relatives, when you needed something or wished for something, but it was difficult to get. So what did you do then? And how about now? What would you do now as you're grown older, more mature, and you have also done a session on negotiation? So this is a self-awareness, self-reflection kind of tool. Please do this exercise also very carefully. Okay. These are the references that have been used by Vikas to develop this program. We're very thankful to them. And this is also the end of the session. So thank you very much for being with me through the negotiation skills session. I wish you all the best, students, and I hope we will meet again very, very soon. Thank you.